Hey, everybody, it's Monday night. It's Lisa Copeland. 7 o'clock show. Do I sound a little bit hoarse? Oh my gosh, that's what happens when you've been at your conference, your company's conference for 4 days, just nonstop talk, 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 talk. So I came on just a little bit early tonight, but this is Conquer the Shift. And what we talk about is it's a new economy, so there's new rules, right? New economy, new rules. This show is created for all of our partners at the agency by Tariq El Musa, which there's about 1,400 of us now. But we share it out on live channels because we want to like we're not like greedy with our knowledge, right? We are willing to share what we know to help the whole industry level up. We're great with that. So if you're out there right now, and I see people are just now jumping on, go ahead and tag a realtor in it, tag somebody in the real estate industry. Excuse me. Share this out because tonight it's going to be really, really good. What we're going to talk about, first of all, I'm going to kind of do a little recap of Las Vegas last week. So if you guys follow me, whether you're in real estate or not, you got a great look at what I was up to last week. Go ahead and drop your name in the comments. Tell me where you're from, because we've got this streaming on multiple platforms like Instagram, not Instagram, but on LinkedIn and YouTube and a bunch of Facebook pages and stuff. I'm not able to see, hey, Anthony, I'm not able to see who's on here typically unless you make a comment. So I'd love to have you drop your name in the comments. I'd love to have you share this out. Again, we're going to be talking about new economy, new rules. You guys know me and my notes, man, me and my notes. I promise you, I don't just come up here and spitball. I actually prepare for these because it's really important to me that we help, our agents at the agency. And so for all of you out there who are watching this, we had a great time with Tariq. He was out in Las Vegas. He flew out. Anyways, he was just a blast to hang out with. Absolutely crushed it. He gave the keynote before I interviewed him on the panel. And I know his story, but if y'all do not know his story, it is phenomenal. I mean, he brought the audience just about to tears. He absolutely crushed it. And, he's a story of, he was broke. He was living in his mother's garage. And then guess what? He got a coach and he listened to the coach. And I think that's forever shaped him on becoming a good coach himself, because he's a great coach and become a really great friend of mine. So I want to start with what I think was one of the most important comments at EXPCon. And it happened on my panel. And it came from Mrs. Elena Cardone. And it was, collaboration is the new currency. God, don't you love that? Like, I've heard several of them out there, right? I've heard data is the new currency. I've heard, really, I think it's just data I've heard is the new currency. But Elena came out and she said, collaboration is the new currency, because think about that. Together we are better. Together we're stronger. And when you think of currency's got to have value to it, right? God knows our money doesn't have any value to it right now. So what else are you going to use for currency in your business besides the dollar bill? Okay. And it's collaboration. And that's one of the things. I see a bunch of our agents jumping on here. Hi, everybody. Brian Hughes, it has been a long time. You need to get back in the rhythm. I've missed you. Collaboration is so important. And, we have 85,000 agents at EXP now globally. We had about 7,000 of them at the conference. And about 6,000 were in the audience when we did the panel that I was so honored to be asked to mediate it. It was Elena Cardone, Tariq El Musa, Kevin Harrington, the original Shark, which I just told my husband, I'm like, oh, he just followed me on Instagram today. I was so excited, so crazy. Glenn Stearns, of course, the original undercover billionaire, and then the co-founder of Success Mortgage. And just truly amazing people that were there to serve, that were there to impart their knowledge, that flew in from all over the country just for this one panel. I'm so appreciative of that. But Elena really did, I think, have the takeaway of collaboration is the new currency. So who are you collaborating with, right? When all of us came together in Las Vegas, we were collaborating, right? We were together, we had fellowship, we hung out. I mean, granted, there was only 7,000 of the 86 or 85 something, let's just say 85 for easy, 85,000 agents, but it was like, we're family, right? We're family. We're doing life together. We did all the stats. And speaking of stats, for all of you EXP agents, go to your back office because now they have a leaderboard. Oh my God, I am so excited about this leaderboard. Like, I live and die for stats. So I always know where I'm at, but it's hard to even for us to find out where we are within our own organizations, like from a numeric standpoint. So I'm going to give you my stats because I'm pretty excited about them. And you know what? I've worked super hard to get there. I'm number 9 in the great state of Texas, and I'm number 38. God, am I 28 or 38? I guess that would matter if I'm up here bragging about it. Hold on, I got to check my phone. But in the United States, I think I'm 38. But anyways, out of 85,000 agents, man, I'll take it. I was so excited about it. I sent it to Brian Colhane last night. I sent it to Tarek El Moussa. I sent it to Haas Pratt. I'm like, hey, hold on. Let me see if I'm lying to you guys. Let's see, number 9 in Texas. Number 9 in Texas. Hold on. I was so busy sending it out to everybody. Here we go. And number 38, not 28. Okay, wishful thinking. 38 in the USA. And that is for personal production. So I'm like super excited about that, right? So, I mean, new economy, new rules. I mean, what is the one thing you need to look at is you got to know your stats, right? And so for all my EXP family, all the agents that will be watching this, and of course, we will be sending it out to the entire organization for Tarek. 1,400 of us will also go to the 10X organization. Go into the back office and check your stats. You can pull it by state. You can pull it by in the USA. You can pull it globally. I didn't pull it globally. I just pulled the USA. But I'm number 38 in America out of 85,000 agents for personal production. I think I'm number 81 when it comes to being an influencer, meaning the size of my organization at EXP. So, it just doesn't suck. And I've been with the company 2.5 years. Yep, 2.5 years. And I've worked really, really hard to get there. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight is how to get known. That's another great takeaway Mrs. Cardone brought in, and something her husband talks about quite a bit is best known beats best, right? Best known beats best product. Best known beats best price. Best known beats everything. If you're the most top of mind person that people think of when they think about real estate, you're best known. So how do you get best known? Okay. Well, one, you have the stats. All right. People want to do business with successful people. If all of us are making a 3% commission and I'm a consumer out there or I'm a client, I want to know that I'm doing business with Kevin Harrington, a shark. I want to know that the person that is representing me knows what they're doing, and that they've got it going on. And so I think that we can always strive to get better. That's why I'm so excited about this leaderboard that EXP put up. I mean, they did so much stuff, y'all. If you were not able to make it out to EXPCon, we've launched this really exclusive luxury division, which, I mean, I've been a luxury agent without having a luxury division. I've had several $3 million, $2 million, $1 million listings, like tons, and no one's ever said, "Oh, where's your luxury badge?" They just know I'm going to get it sold for all the money. Okay, so I've always told my agents, do not let that hang you up. Okay, but now we do have it, so that's great. That's awesome. We're going to have additional tools. So how do you get best known? Well, first of all, I think, and I believe you've got to have we talked about it last week, the Fierce Ultimate Mindset, the FUM, right? When you've got the Fierce Ultimate Mindset, you can make the FU money. I'm sure I offended somebody with that. Every week it never fails, but that's okay. We're in sales. And if you're watching this and you're in the car business or you're in the insurance business or you're in the stockbroker, I don't care. We are all in a business that we have to create our own success, right? So you've got to have that fierce ultimate mindset, the FUM, the FUM. Like, you've got to go into every situation going, I'm fierce. So I'm going to remind you before I get into what the steps are, in my opinion, to get best known. Because best known is going to beat best, and best known is going to take you through the new economy with the new rules. So F in fierce is faith. Got to have faith in yourself. Got to have faith in a higher power. I believe that to my very soul. I believe so much of what I do and what I've done over my life and my career has nothing to do with me, but it has to do with God. Number 2, it's integrity. you've got to have integrity, right? Like you got to do what you say you're going to do. And no, I mean, there will be deals. I list a lot of houses. There will be deals, that when an agent comes into me and they're high integrity and I've known them and I know they're going to follow through. Boy, I'm like, I work hard to put that deal together with that person, and the opposite could be true if somebody doesn't have great integrity. What about your clients? Your clients are never going to refer you if you don't do what you say you're going to do. So integrity is the I in fierce. Number the E in fierce is excellence. You've got to be excellent in all you do. Are any of us perfect? No. But boy, I mean, you've got to strive to do it bigger and better than the competition. All right. R, and this is one that you guys and gals are going to need right now, probably more than ever. Glenn Stearns, the undercover billionaire, co-founder of Success Mortgage, just one of the nicest humans on the planet. Just seriously, one of the nicest humans on the planet. He talked about the fact that, that we are turning into some headwinds, right? I think that certain states are going to have a little softer landing than others. I think Texas will have a softer landing than maybe, well, California. Tariq Al-Musa said, everyone's moving out of California, right? I mean, now especially. So, there will be some states that'll have an easier landing than others, but every one of us are going to have to fight through this, right? Interest rates are over 7% now. 7%. Like, wow. Anyways, so, that being said, you're going to have to be really resilient. But you guys and gals know my husband's in the mortgage business. I've been hearing him. He was outside this morning when I got home from 6 a.m. Pilates and a 7:30 visit at the BMW store to get my car serviced. 2.5 hours for an oil change. I digress. But he was out there putting two deals together. So people are still buying houses. People are still moving. They still have to have somewhere to live, right? But you've got to be resilient. And when you get into that, like, oh God, 7% interest rates or whatever, right? You've got to go, you know what? I'm going to get into the FUM. I'm going to get into my fierce ultimate mindset. I'm not going to let this beat me. Why? Because I can't control it. We can't control what the Fed does. We can't control what this government does. We can't control any of it. What we can control is what we do every single day. And that is to get known. And we're going to talk about getting known. I promise you guys those of you who follow me, you kind of know how I do this. All right. So R is for resilient. C is for courageous. Like being a real estate agent is not for sissies. Or being in the real estate industry right now is not for sissies. Being in the car industry is not for sissies. Being in anything that is commission based is not for sissies, right? So are you going to lose the game or are you going to win the game? Are you going to stay in the game? You're going to quit. You're going to be a quitter? I don't like quitters. So you're going to have to be courageous. And that means you're going to have to make more phone calls than you've ever made. You're going to have to follow up with people. You're going to have to kind of, I don't want to say getting people's cookies because that's not really right. But, there are times I have to sit down with a client and go shake them almost like, listen to me. Let me, I know what you're hearing out there. Turn off your television set. You guys hear me say it all the time. Turn off the TV. There is a reason there's a 24-hour news cycle. All right. They got to have something to talk about so they can generate ad dollars. Turn it off and sit down with your clients and be able to have a courageous conversation about, the different alternatives for financing, or maybe we need to find a house that's $100,000 lower. But at the end of the day, people have to have a place to live. We're never out of business as long as people have to have a roof over their head. Okay, that doesn't mean that your business doesn't pivot and change a little bit, and it may not be the same as it was a year ago, but that's okay. That doesn't kill us, makes us stronger. And then E is about enduring, right? The E in fierce is to be enduring. This is a marathon, not a sprint. This is your job. This is how you pay your bills. And so, you have to treat it like a marathon. So if you have a bad month or if you lose, like we've all lost deals during this, just so you know, it's happened to every one of us and it stinks. It totally stinks. But you know what? I'm like, dust myself off and go get another one. Just go get another one. That's what I can tell y'all to do is go get another one. Depending on, again, talking to our EXP team, I hope other people are watching this because I'm going to give you some valuable information, but call the person who brought you into the company, call your upline, get onto your calls. Like for my frontline generals, I have a Thursday call at God, it's been so long. I didn't do one last week. 10. Haas Pratt does a great call. Elena Cardone does a call tomorrow night. In fact, she's going to have Brent Gove on there. Brent Gove is, I believe, I could be wrong. He's either number 1 or number 2 in our company. He, when it comes to agent attraction, he's got, I don't know, like 6,000 agents in his organization. And he invited Elena and I to lunch in Las Vegas. And we had the greatest lunch with him. And we're like, okay. He's like, oh, you girls are not buying lunch. Then he took us to the presidential suite at his hotel. We're like, okay, this is goals right here. We need to be doing what Brent Gove is doing. But anyways, nicest guy ever. We're not aligned by organizations. We're not. But he just like laid it all on the table. Okay, you should do this and you should do that. And Elena, you should do this. And Lisa, you should do that. And da 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 da. And so tomorrow night at 7, I believe it's 7 Eastern, Elena Cardone's group, or Elena Cardone, everybody's invited to it. You have to go into Cardone World. Anyways, so you guys can go into for Elena's. Haas Pratt has one tomorrow, I believe at 11. The listing boss, he's also doing a recap. Like, we have a lot of stuff we do. I chose to do this one on live. People told me not to do it live. They're like, oh God, you can't give away our secrets. I'm like, they're not going to use them anyways. People know what they're supposed to do, but they don't do it. I didn't say that. Napoleon Hill did. He's smarter than I am. But I'm just saying, right? I wanted to do it so people could see who we are, what we stand for, and the kind of training that we put out there for our organization. So get a pen and paper. I'm really trying to hold these to 30 minutes because I know it's dinner time, but get a pen and paper. So tonight's topic for the new economy, the new rules, the overarching theme, the takeaway was collaboration is the new currency. That is a quote by Mrs. Elena Cardone. We're always going to talk about our fierce ultimate mindset, but how do you get known? Number 1, your stats. Are you successful? At EXP, we have all kinds of award levels. Like, so I'm an icon, double diamond, beta. Icon, double diamond, beta. Icon is the highest production awards. Beta is the second highest. So that's 0.5% of all agents when it comes to building an organization. And double diamond is $500,000 to $1 million so far in earned income. And I mean, I'm not embarrassed about it. I mean, the company gave me the award, won't apologize. So anyways, so in our company, who are you? How do you stand out? The one I would really encourage all of you to run to is Icon, right? You cap, and then it's 20 deals after you cap. I mean, I had to do like 41 deals last year to Icon. It was not easy. This year, I'll Icon a lot quicker because my first deal out of the chute was $3 million. So I capped on my first house. But, again, I want to encourage all of you, like, put it up on your mirror. Like, I'm going to Icon, right? Because how do you become best known in our organization in EXP? It's to be an icon. I think we've got, 5% of our agents are icons. I mean, just top performers, right? Between 30 and $50 million. That's an icon and above. Because the number 1 agent in the country, y'all, because I'm on the leaderboard now, he's at 225 million year to date. Single producer. I talked to him. I met him out in Las Vegas, and he was number 1 when I got on the leaderboard. So get known. What are your stats? How do you, I pay attention. They're number 9 in Texas. I know the other 8, and I'm gunning for them. Gunning. And I know that they're gunning to stay ahead of me. So, and one of them is a very, very good friend of mine, Elizabeth Riley. So, anyways, that's okay. We're all in sales. Like, we all want to be number 1. If you don't want to be number 1, you should not be selling real estate. Okay. And it doesn't mean that you're going to get there this week, next month, whatever, but make it a goal. Like, make it, as Elena would say, a target. Like, right? What's your target? Your target is to get to Icon. So I want to tell everybody out there who's watching this right now from the EXP family, and this will be sent out to all of our agents, is get to Icon. Okay. Because when you're an icon, it's a different level. You have a different status within the company. Great way to get known. How else can you get known? Social media, right? We've got some agents that do a great job on social media, on Reels and on TikTok and all of that, right? If things are not as busy, create more content. Podcasting. There's like 1 million podcasts out there. Go out to iTunes and find different podcasts and, reach out to them and tell them you'd like to be a guest. I have people reach out to me all the time wanting to be on my Clubhouse show or whatever. Past podcast is Clubhouse, right? What are you doing in the club? I've had a lot of success in the club, and it would be safe to say that I reconnected in a meaningful way with Mr. Grant Cardone on my Wednesday morning show on Clubhouse, and that's how we started talking EXP. See, I mean, Clubhouse, Moby Dick, just think about it. The biggest whale on the planet. It's because I had him on my Clubhouse show several times. I've known him for years, but it's what kind of got us talking again and me reaching out to him. Start your own show, start your own Clubhouse show, start your own Facebook show, start your own Instagram show, start your own TikTok show, start your own LinkedIn show. I don't care what kind of show, right? Right now, I've got the stage, I've got the microphone. After we send this thing out and it goes to YouTube, I mean, over 1,000 people will watch it, maybe more. Okay, I've got the microphone right now. So is this like being on NBC? No, but I don't need to be. All right, start your own show. Get on your own stage. I tell that to my people all the time. I'm like, y'all, don't go to other people's events. Start your own event. Okay, start your own event, unless it's a big event, right, where you can be seen and you can really, really learn something. Let's see here. Begin by marketing it all. Okay. Begin by marketing all about others, not yourself, and solve a problem. So who can you support out there? Who can you go out there and who can you go tell their story, right? Whether that be a local business or that be an agent on your team or that be an agent from another company that you had a really great, I've got 2 agents that I did transactions with that they were phenomenal. They were just phenomenal to deal with. And so I said, hey, will you be on my show? And they're like, yeah, we will. So cool. You never know. You might see them on my team someday. Okay. The next one is get your face and personality out there. Do you be authentic? Okay. I don't want, especially those of you that I know, I don't want you. Oh, Danielle, 7 Eastern for Elena's team. Thank you. I don't want to see a different version of you. I want to see the same person on your show as I see in the grocery store, as I see at the closing table, as I see in church, maybe not in church, but yes, but actually seriously in church. Like you've got to be you, you've got to do you. So get out there and get your personality out there. I want you to provide, number 3 is provide consistent, public, and interesting free content, right? Quit reposting all the stuff from Keeping Current Matters and all of that. Come up with your own opinion, all right? Come up with your own opinion. This is why you are a real estate expert. You have to stand on your own opinion. Nothing makes me crazier than when I ask somebody a question. They're like, well, Google said this and NBC said this and Fox said this. I'm like, okay, great. What do you say? Right? What is your opinion on the subject? I want you to get really educated in what we do and then form your own opinions, and then don't be afraid to put them out there. Sponsor an important event, right? This is how you're going to get known, right? That's what we're talking about tonight, is getting known. That is your task, is to get known. Sponsor an important charity event. Serve on a board, volunteer, start a meetup group, go speak locally at the Rotary Club. I don't care what you do. Mentor a child, but go out there and get known as somebody and be authentic about it, about somebody who serves the community. The next one is, because I don't know what number I'm on. The next one is develop relationships with influencers. It just doesn't suck to have your picture taken with lots of different people, right? And being able to have a dialogue with people. Super, super important, right? You want to go to the next level, you need to know, even if it's just micro influencers, that's fine. But you need to know who are the ones playing the game? Who are the ones that people listen to? Who are the ones people follow? You need to get to know them. Did I mention that Kevin Harrington followed me on Instagram today? Okay. Next one, work every day to get known. Okay. So you're checking out at Starbucks and Susie, the barista. Hey, Susie, just want to let you know, I'm in here, 9 times a day, and my name's Lisa, and I do real estate. If ever I can help you, just let me know. Boom. You'd be surprised how many times when you say that to people, they're like, well, actually, I was thinking about. Okay, we know that. Cultivate your expert status. That means you got to work on it, right? You have to go and do like what we did in Vegas and sit through endless hours of speakers and content, but my God, the takeaways were insane. Absolutely insane. Like just me being backstage for an hour with Kevin Harrington, who was the original Shark. He also started Celsius Energy Drink. Anyways, he's a phenomenal human. Oh, and he followed me on Instagram today. Tariq El Musa, which I do get to talk to Tariq a lot, and he's amazing. Elena, her perspective, Glenn Stearns, what his perspective is. I mean, like all these guys and gals, they're at the highest level. And of the 4 people I mentioned, 3 of them are billionaires, like real ones, not just one on Instagram. Okay. So as I'm sitting back there with 3 billionaires and a multi-millionaire, when I ask them what they think, yeah, I listen. I totally listen. So what are some other ways you can get known? You can write a guest blog. You can host a webinar. You can write a book. I mean, I've done several of those, working on another one still. You can either be a guest or start your own podcast. You can collab with others, because what does Elena Cardone say? Collaboration is the new currency. You can buy a seat at the table. Now, what do I mean by that? Sometimes you got to pay to get in the room. Okay. And if you can't get in the room, you need to serve water. I don't know where I heard that. I feel like I heard it at 10X, but it's true. If you cannot afford to get in the room, serve water in the room, but get in the room. I mean, the contacts that we make at 10X are ridiculous. Tickets are $25,000 to sit on the front row. I mean, there's nowhere else I can sit but on the front row, right? So what happens from that investment that I make? A lot. I can pick up the phone and call a lot of people now that I couldn't call before. I got to, sit and listen to Donald Trump at the last 10X. Oh my God, Grant Cardone did a good job keeping him at bay. And then get industry acclaim, right? Get industry acclaim, meaning like start stacking up the accolades, start stacking up the awards. I mean, it matters. It matters so much. And I think why it's so important to me is because in the car business, like that was your status. You're the number 1 dealer in the country. I might have been the tallest midget being the Fiat dealer, but I was still number 1 in the nation. Broke a world sales record. Didn't matter what I mean, I could have been selling ice skates, but we sold, but we broke the world sales record. So it is about accolades. It's about acclaim. That is how you go out and that is how you get known, right? Now, there's always the threat of when you get known, the haters come out. Oh God, the haters are going to hate. I tell this story over and over again to some of you newer agents or that have made a pivot or transition. It kills me. So I've been, and I'm very transparent about when I started real estate. So I got my license in March, April, May, like May, maybe of 2020. Okay. So that's what, 2 years and June, July, August, September, October. So let's just say 2 years and 6 months ish, give or take a month or 2, whatever. Right. And I mean, I can't tell you how many people that I thought were friends and they were like, oh God, who does she think she is? Blah, blah, blah. I've been a realtor for 25 years. She's never going to blah, 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 blah. And I could have listened to the naysayers, but I'm number 9 in the country at EXP now and number 38 in the nation for individual producers. So I'm really glad I didn't listen to the haters who, I have no clue what they're doing, but I mean, I'd stick my record up against anybody right now in the country because there's so much more to what I do than just sell real estate. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying I worked my ass off. Like I wouldn't listen when somebody would call me and they'd say, oh, I was talking to Mary at XYZ brokerage. And, she said, I can't believe Lisa Copeland's selling real estate now. She'll move past it, or she won't realize how hard it is. Like the stuff I heard. And it was just like, I'm like, you know what? I am not going to listen to this. And that's what I'm going to tell all of you new out there that might be watching this, or maybe you made a career pivot. Because the hardest thing in the world is to get the story, like your why, like, why are you doing this? And then not to listen to the naysayers. Like I've never had so many naysayers in my life until I went into real estate. I mean, I had a lot of naysayers in the car business and we showed them too. And so I just want to encourage you out there, like, don't listen to the haters. Because now I can throw the stats up at them over 2.5 years and, they can't say nothing now. But 2.5 years ago, I was really scared. And I remember having a really long talk with Haas Pratt, who actually really introduced me to EXP Realty. And I love him. He's like my brother. And 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 I'm just like, he's like, when are you going to go out and make big announcements? And when are you going to do this? And I'm like, you know what? What if I fail? Like, what if I go out there and I go all in and then I never sell a house, or I sell like 4 houses a year or something? Like, it's something that would not be conducive to what I do. And he's like, you're never going to know unless you get out there. And he's like, why do you think, the playbook to success never changes, right? You might change the commodity, you might change the product, but the playbook to success never ends. It never changes. And I would say, when people ask me, what is your best, like, what would be the number one thing you would say? I'd say you have to get known. People know me. I mean, I've had people bring me deals that I don't even think they like me, but they know me and they know I'm going to get it done, right? So you have to get known. You absolutely have to get known, and that's the biggest piece of advice I'm going to give every one of you out there, um, because I want all of you to succeed. And all the agents in the agency by Tariq El Moussa, in Elena Cardone's 10X agency, in the Colhane groups, and even the ones that are not in those organizations that I'm affiliated with. I mean, we want everybody to succeed, right? And so, we want you to get better. And so, you will get better when you become best known. Now, when you become best known, that carries a lot of responsibility. It carries responsibility in the fact that you better do it right. You better do it, you better have the fierce ultimate mindset. When you become best known, you better have the FUM, right? The fierce ultimate mindset. You've got to have faith, integrity, excellence, resilient, courageous, and enduring. And when you get those under your belt, okay, then you can go out there and you can become best known. And just know the haters are going to hate. And it's really hard for people. I won't lie to you. Like, one of them really threw me for a loop. Somebody called, and it's always somebody calling you. Like, I can't tell you how many of the somebodies who call me all the time about something. And this person called me and said, and told me what somebody said. And it was somebody I've known for a really long time. And I was like, wow. And that was kind of the one thing that spurred me. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to show that person. And I have, because I know what their production is. And they're not even half. And so, but it doesn't happen overnight. And like I work 7 days a week. I work all the time. And so I work a lot, and I'm out there a lot, and I'm making sure that I give back a lot. And I'm just saying you can do the very same thing. And many of you do. Okay. This is really for people that are just like, what am I going to do? It's a new economy. It's new rules. How am I going to break through the noise? How am I going to, when all my clients are saying, I'm not going to do anything right now, I'm scared, rates are 7%. Well, rent is 100%. Remember, that needs to always be your comeback. Rent is 100%. So rates could go up to 99% and you're still winning, right? Because you're building appreciation, right? You're building equity. You've got a tax write-off, blah, 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 blah. So all of that being said, and that's sometimes where it takes courage, right? Where you've got to like be able to look somebody in the face and say, Mr. Customer, Mr. Client, I know how you feel, but you're wrong. Okay. You're wrong. You should still buy a home. Texas real estate is still the best investment you can make, because as rates are doing this, property prices are doing this. So you are able to get in now on some deals that you couldn't have gotten in on a year ago. So would I rather buy something 100,000 under and pay 7% until, I don't know, maybe an election or something happens and rates come back down, right? So I don't know. I would personally, I would rather pay less at acquisition, because I don't care about the rate. You date the rate, right? And you marry the house. So think about all those things. Like, these are like, we give you these nuggets every week, because I want y'all to go out there. I want you to use them, but it takes courage. It takes courage because our clients are scared. The market's a bit frozen. They're not, it's definitely de-thawing. I've done 4 deals in the last week. I'm getting ready to put them all up, but anyways, so it's definitely picking up. My listings are selling now. Like, I'm telling you, we went through about 6 weeks of whoo. And but 1, 2, 3 of my listings have sold in the last week. Super excited. Georgetown, Texas, and one in Cedar Park. So that's really good. We got a buyer under contract. So, it's fine. It's fine. Like, at some point people just kind of wake up and go, it is what it is, right? But we have got to be the evangelists of that in the real estate profession, whether you're in the mortgage industry, title industry, real estate, whatever that looks like, we've got to evangelize that message and we got to keep our clients off of the 24-hour news cycle. Okay. So anyways, I hope this has been really, really encouraging and good. Last chance to share it out. I hope if you're tuning in and you're on the replay, thank you for coming in. I know that we send it out to our whole organization. I really appreciate, I loved seeing everybody out in Vegas. There just weren't enough, there wasn't enough minutes or hours in the day for us to get to everybody. We tried. You should have seen Elena and I hobbling in these shoes. We're like, oh my God. Super excited. Elena and I are going to Brazil in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Super exciting there. We got some strategy for Brazil. And then I'll be coming home and then going to Cabo. And yes, we're open in Cabo now. So do not think I'm not going to try to sell a house while I'm down there or build a team, because then I can write the whole trip off. But we're going to go down and see Renee and Kurt Bengelsdorf, who we miss dearly. So anyways, but it was so good to see so many of you, and the ones I couldn't see, I'm sorry. We have shareholders summit coming up. Or 10X is going to be over Valentine's Day. I know that. So I know that we will all see each other somehow, some way. And even if it's just me seeing you on Monday nights, like I live for these nights just to be able to talk to you guys and gals and just tell you what I believe, right? This is me being my fierce ultimate mindset, what I believe the truth is. And you can agree or disagree with me. Take the pieces you want and throw away the rest. But I promise you, somewhere in there's a nugget. And to me, the biggest nugget is that you've got to get known. Nobody can dispute that. There's agents out there that I've known that for 20 years, and they're still doing the same stuff they were doing 20 years ago. Nobody knows them. Okay. So if you want to be cutting edge, if you want to survive in this new economy with the new rules, you got to get known. And it doesn't cost a lot to get known. Get off of Zillow leads and whatever they are. I don't even know. Realtor.com leads. Boo. I've never bought a lead. Never, ever, never will. No way. They're just sucking up your money. Go get known. Go out there and get known. Kiss babies, shake hands, knock some doors, go out and meet your neighbors, go out and meet the people who live in your community, talk to your sphere of influence, ask for referrals, become the local authority, become the local expert, and you will survive this shift just fine. Until next week, bye everybody.